Oprah is standing her ground like, bitch, I'm in charge. You know, you may have a $250 million studio over there that you film all your shows and movies and stuff on, but I have the empire. That's what Oprah said.
Oh, these are her exact words. Allegedly.
I made this up. But
allegedly.
I made it all up. But there was a rumor that they were beefing. But Tyler confirms that they don't have any issues. So it says it was recently reported on the rumors that was swirling that the twosome were on the outs over constructive criticism over Perry's show. Well, I got some constructive criticism, and we can be on the outs, Tyler, and I don't give a damn. Because I'm going to make a...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Right, so what's up, family? Welcome to the Black Minded Man Radio Show with your boy, Brother Mike. I'm your host. I want to welcome my guests, and these wonderful guests. They've been here before. So first we got my man, Kevin Little. Kev, how you doing, brother?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm blessed.
Welcome back, Kev.
Happy to be here. Thank you,
man. Appreciate you coming through, chopping up with us a little bit.
Always, man.
And then, of course, we have the lovely Miss Janice.
Hi.
How you doing, Miss Janice? You doing good?
Yes.
All right. Welcome to the Black Minded Man Radio Show. We are back.
You're back, baby.
That's what's up. So we apologize for being a little late. We experienced a little technical difficulties. Just caused us to have a little late start. But we are here. We are live. So the Black Minded Man Radio Show is brought to you by blackmindedman.com, one-stop shop for black businesses. Go to blackmindedman.com if you got items you want to sell. If you're a business owner and you want to get a little bit more exposure for your business so you can have other minorities locate your business, blackmindedman.com is a good way for you to place an ad on there, and we'll try to help promote you as well. So this is brought to you by blackmindedman.com, only at beexposedradio.com. So y'all ready for another show? I'm a little excited about this show.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? For all those out there, I hope you guys are tuning in to check this show out. This show is going to be basically a tribute to Dr.Sebi. You know, and yeah, Dr.Sebi. I've had quite a few people have conversations with me about Dr.Sebi, and it was new to them. Mm-hmm. They had never heard of him.
A lot of people never heard of him, man.
A lot of people never heard of him, right? Yeah. So I decided that, you know, let's do a show in honor of Dr.Sebi because he's not with us no more.
Absolutely.
You know, Dr.Sebi passed away last year, August 16th, 2016. Or it might have been August 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been August 6th.
He died in prison, right?
He was still in prison, in the holding cell in Honduras.
Interesting how that works.
Yeah, it's definitely a little speculation going on behind the scenes.
I guess we're going to get into why he was there.
Well, you know, I will briefly go over a little bit of that.
Okay.
It's so much speculation behind his death,
Okay.
how it all came to be. Of course, every conspiracy, you know, theorist in the world truly believes that he was taken out for a reason because of what he was bringing to the, you know, to society, with black people in particular, what he was teaching,
right?
You know, in regards to health and disease and food. So again, I decided, because I followed Dr.Sebi. I've been following Dr.Sebi for a couple years, and I think he was one of those elders that was trying to teach us.
Yes. And
you know, we just wasn't paying attention.
Nope.
You know, because of course he wasn't going to get mainstream media press, so you kind of had to check him out on YouTube, on Facebook. You know what I mean? Things like that. And by the way, you guys can still go on YouTube. Dr.Sebi still has plenty of videos on YouTube. It's Dr.Sebi, S-E-B-I. Sometimes I accidentally pronounce it Sebi. But if you say Sebi or Sebi, people pretty much will know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I say both.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I forget sometimes.
Yeah,
I say both.
I say both too, even though you had pointed out that he actually pronounces it Sebi.
Sebi.
Right, yeah, he actually pronounced it Sebi.
Sebi.
So yeah, so I decided why not take a show and you know, make a tribute to Dr.Sebi, because the things that I learned from him changed my life. You know what I mean? Changed my approach with the way I eat. You know what I mean? And health itself. I'm definitely a brother that seeks knowledge, and he has some wonderful knowledge that is specifically for African people, and I think that was a part of, you know, what probably some higher ups might have had a problem with.
Most definitely.
You know, and it's not that he was saying that his advice was could only be used by us, but he just was saying, as a black man, this is what he's learned
Right.
about as far as the difference in things that we put in our body.
Absolutely.
You know, so what better way for me to show my appreciation for the things that I learned from Dr. Sebi, you know, than to take time out and have a show, you know what I mean, to speak on it. And, you know, for those that are out there and are not familiar with Dr. Sebi, hopefully today we can help you guys get a little bit more familiar with him, at a minimum stimulate some thought when you guys are going online, YouTube, Facebook, check out Dr. Sebi. I truly believe that his info is life and death.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like, it's life and death. So, like, have either one of you guys had any type of familiarity with Dr. Sebi before this show?
Yeah, me personally, through my research, you know, always research different, you know. I'm kind of like a health nut. So,
Right.
His
Which
name,
is a good thing.
A great thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about natural remedies and
Yes.
herbs. You know, me personally, I would go to that before I go to modern medicine.
Right.
Yes.
That's just me, you know.
Right.
But yeah, his name kept popping up on all my Google searches when it was pertaining to health and herbs and all this type of stuff.
Right.
So I said, who's this Dr. Sebi guy?
Right.
You know, so I started researching him. Kind of find out he was working with a lot of Hollywood celebrities.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
think,
they knew about
I
him.
think TLC and
Yeah.
actually went to
Left
go
Eye Lopez.
Left Eye Lopez. Actually, I think that's where she was at when she had a car crash.
Right.
Yeah, and I
Actually,
have a theory on that, too.
Most definitely, yeah. She was. Yeah, I seen that video. She was about to bring it back to the.
She was
to the
about to give him
States.
that exposure.
Exactly.
She
was
had
gonna
the
give him that
power
major
and the
exposure.
platform. Right.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, you know, I read up on him and I was blown away that this guy is not in the forefront and like the masses don't really know him.
Right.
The stuff he did is incredible. Like
Yes.
going to the Supreme Court in 1988 and all that.
Yes.
And you know, just winning that case. That's major, you know.
Yeah. Dr.
Yeah.
Sebi definitely brought something to the light. What about you, Miss Janice? Was you familiar with him at all, or is this
Just a
completely
little
new?
bit. Just a little bit. And just piggybacking off of what Kevin said, I think he wasn't out there like that because I think he said he didn't get a lot of following
Okay.
from the leaders.
I can see that being
A lot
the
of the
case.
leaders wasn't following. Just helping them out, period.
Yeah. I definitely seen videos where he made statements that he did try to connect with the African American leaders
Right.
Right.
to get his message out there, and he was like, they made it very clear to him that they had no interest.
Yeah, I bet.
You know what I mean? And that's when he really realized, like, okay, these so-called leaders
Right.
of black people in America really are not trying to lead us anywhere.
A lot of them are paid puppets anyway.
Paid puppets,
A
my
lot of
brother.
them are.
Paid puppets.
Yeah, and I think he said a lot of them just didn't want the cure for a
Yeah.
lot of these
Right,
diseases
right.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely think what he was bringing to the light was putting pharmaceuticals
Yeah.
at risk
Most
in
definitely.
their eyes, right? You know, the biggest drug dealers on the planet,
It's gonna mess up-
pharmaceuticals.
It's gonna mess up their money.
Yeah,
Their
yeah.
Cash flow. you
And
know?
everybody know you don't mess up a drug dealer's money. Pop up missing. Dr. Sebi's gone. That's all I'm saying. Dr. Sebi's gone. So yeah, man, I'm excited about this show because I think that you know, like the audience is probably gonna learn a few things. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping, you know, for people who are not, you know, familiar, that they can actually learn a few things about Dr. Sebi and make them want to, you know, check him out.
It's always a learning experience on Black by Demand. Right?
That's what's up.
Always.
Could you say that again, please, so they
It's
can hear
always
you?
a learning experience on Black by Demand Radio.
And then y'all wonder why she keep coming back, right? That's what's up. We definitely try to put something out there to get people thinking. So yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's give them a little overview of who Dr. Sebi is, right? So Dr. Sebi, his official government name is Alfredo Bowman. He's famously known as Dr. Sebi. He was born in the village of Ilanga in Spanish Honduras. He unpredictably cured hundreds of people with serious diseases and demonstrated in the U.S. courts that his methods are 100% natural and effective. He's always endorsed himself as a self-taught teacher, brother, vegetarian, herbalist, pathologist, biochemist, and neutralist of herbal medicine. So that's his background, right? It says as he gained popularity in local communities, he came to the U.S. on a mission to heal humanity. From AIDS to cancer, diabetes to epilepsy, he healed numerous ailments and reversed them entirely. So that's just a little overview of who Dr. Sebi is. So we'll get into further detail, but for those who are watching and may not have caught all the technical side of what I just read, the basis of Dr. Sebi was that he believed and practiced that you could heal your body by understanding what to feed your body. You know, and as African people over here in the diaspora, which means, you know, we're not in our land, right? We've adopted a Western diet, which is a Eurocentric diet. And unfortunately, it is completely different from an African diet. So our ancestors did not eat the stuff that we eat. They ate a diet which was high in fiber, low in fat, and high in vegetables and fruits. Whereas over here, we tend to eat a diet high in fat, low in fiber, and then a lot of animal products. And our ancestors weren't eating animal products. So, you know, when our peoples were still in Africa, you know, they didn't eat cheese. There was no cow milk. You know, they didn't eat cheese. You know what I mean? And they weren't, meat was basically like a, what's the word I'm looking for? A delicacy, you know. You know what I mean? Like
every once in a while.
Every day, 3 times a day. Most of their food came from the plants and vegetables, so forth and so on.
Absolutely.
So that's what he was teaching as far as the ailments that we as African Americans suffer from. It has a lot to do with the food. So, of course, when he came forward with these claims that he could cure some of these diseases, you know, first thing first is, you know, FDA and,
they hopped right on him.
They hopped right on him.
He was crazy. Like, this crazy guy, what is he talking about?
Right. Because, you know, they were putting out there that, you know, these diseases couldn't be cured. There's no cure for AIDS, HIV, herpes, hepatitis C, you know, things of this nature. And then here comes this black man who says, listen, I can cure all that. You know, and they didn't take too kindly to that.
They don't like that at all.
No, they didn't like that at all. So that's kind of the basis of what Dr. Sebi was all about, you know, teaching us how to eat better and take care of our bodies and understand what our body, you know, actually is. So he was, you know, a vegetarian, a herbalist, a pathologist, a biochemist, and a neutralist of herbal medicine. And this is a man that never went to school. Never went to school. So, like, give me your thoughts on that as far as him not officially having a Eurocentric based education. What do y'all think about that? Did you think that credited him more or discredited him?
It depends on from what angle you're looking at it. Of course, in the Western civilization, they would look at that as non-respectful because they was, you know, the more accolades you got, the more degrees you got, the more people will listen to what you got to say. If you got a master's, PhD, you can tell them the sky's purple. They're going to listen.
They're going to listen. You know what I'm saying?
But over there, you know, across seas in Africa, that's not really that important to people because, you know, people gain wisdom throughout their life. A lot of them older elders, man, they got so much wisdom, knowledge, you know, from gathering fruits and berries and herbs from the environment. And they can throw together a concoction that could probably be a natural abortion, per se. I seen that on the History Channel.
Oh, wow.
Some indigenous people, you know, I guess some dude got another female pregnant, not to go too far off script, but they went and gathered some berries, some herbs, said, hey, drink this. And this is a natural abortion. I'm like, wow.
Wow. I didn't know anything about that. Wow.
You know, and they don't have any college, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But it goes to show, you know. Yeah.
I think he definitely showed that, you know, education is not just what we may believe it is.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can receive an education in many different.
You can educate yourself.
Right. You can educate yourself. So that man never went to school.
Still, some people may want to know, like, I mean, even while educating yourself, like, well, how did he do that?
Right.
Well, with his story, a lot of it came from, he speaks a lot about his mother and his grandmother. And then he also linked up with another man from Honduras who taught him how to use the herbs. Because, you know, there is a scripture in the Bible, for those who, you know, definitely appreciate what the Bible represents. There's a scripture in there where the Most High says, you know, that, you know, herbs are medicine, basically. I'm paraphrasing.
Let the food be thy medicine, and let the medicine be thy food.
There you go. That's it. So, you know, food is medicine, and herbs is one of those medicines. And like marijuana in particular, now we're starting to find out all the medicinal purposes of marijuana, right?
Yeah.
But you have people like Dr. Sebi that's been saying it for years.
Really?
Yeah, he's been saying it for years. Like, I remember seeing a video where he was telling the story about a particular woman. He was helping her child with autism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, the fits that he was having, so forth and so on. So Dr. Sebi got it under control, had the child in a better situation, and somehow they ended up having a conversation. I'm just paraphrasing, right? About marijuana, and he was saying how the woman was so against marijuana.
Okay.
And Dr. Sebi said he kind of just started laughing, and she wouldn't know what he was laughing at. He said, well, what do you think I've been feeding your son? Right? Well, what do you think has got your son not having, autistic fits anymore, right? So, it's a herb, we got to understand that, these labels are not coming from us, so anytime you can look at a plant and then feel, here's a plant that's been on earth since the beginning of time, but here's a group of people who said that they felt they had the power to label it as a drug.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean the rest of the world has to accept it. That's a Western thing. You get what I'm saying?
To each his own.
Right, to each his own.
We see in today's society all the medical miracles from the THC oils.
That's right.
They putting it in everything.
Yep.
I believe people with epilepsy and seizures now, they can take
Give it to AIDS patients. To deal with their nausea from taking medicine, chemo, radiation. Marijuana helps with that. So that's definitely one of the many herbs that he has spoken on before. So, his practices were definitely, outside the box.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He was definitely outside the box.
I see.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
That's good stuff, man.
So Dr. Sebi basically ran an ad in the New York Post where he claimed that he cured AIDS. Now, this was in the 80s. So he puts an ad in the newspaper saying, I can cure AIDS, I can cure HIV, so forth and so on. So the ads got the attention of the FDA. Of course, right? Because again, Food and Drug Administration, right? Messing with that drug game.
Ain't trying to hear that.
So the FDA steps up and they decide they're going to sue him, because what they're claiming is that he's putting out false, advertisement. There is no cure for AIDS, right? Which is illegal, right? So they came at him from the legal side, right?
That's how they get you.
Okay, so they locked him up, which is kind of atypical of America. You know what I mean? Black man stepping forward and saying, "Look, I can do this, I can do that." Yeah. First thing first, let's lock him up, and then we'll figure it out from there, right? So the way the story goes is that he ended up challenging the Attorney General of New York in the Supreme Court. So that's major, right? That's major. Like that ain't something you normally gonna win.
There ain't no small process.
That's not no small process, right? So they told Dr. Sebi basically, in order for us to believe you, you need to bring in 9 patients with medical records stating the disease or illness that they had, and that through treatment through you, that illness or that disease is gone. It's not there no more, right? And we need medical records stating that disease is gone.
Yeah,
so they wanted 9 patients.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how they came up with that number 9.
Right.
This is kind of an odd number.
I think they said 1 for each disease.
Okay, there you go, bingo. So there it is. I guess it was 1 for each disease. That makes sense, right? So Dr. Sebi brought him 77.
77. Yo, that's crazy. When I read that part, I said, what?
Yes.
And he proved every last 77 of those people was cured.
Cured.
In the Supreme Court.
In the Supreme Court.
How is this not in the history book?
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's crazy.
And won.
And won.
Straight won.
This is facts. Go look it up.
Go look it up. Dr. Sebi beat the Supreme Court in New York and proved to them that he is capable of curing diseases without having any type of medical training from a Eurocentric education.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. But I'll tell you what, I was impressed. And I'm often not impressed with the way America operates. But I was impressed that the court system even awarded him the win.
Most definitely.
Yeah, like they straight was like, hey, he proved his case. So that was rare, you know what I mean? Because that seems like one of them things that even if he proved it,
they wouldn't let it happen.
Yeah, they would still tie that up in some red tape somehow. Like, well, it ain't over yet. We're going to postpone this and. But yeah, so I guess back then they wasn't pushing as hard because I think today they would have gave him the blues.
Oh yeah, most
you know what I mean? Like they'd have gave him the blue. I think back then, there was no social media, so they was probably thinking, okay, he proved it.
Nobody's gonna hear about this, whatever. Which was the case. Nobody heard about it.
Nobody heard about it.
Now we're looking back in the history.
He still brought 77 witnesses.
77 witnesses.
They had to take into account something with that.
Most definitely.
And even sadder is this, right?
Yeah.
The celebrities knew about him.
Oh yeah.
So Dr. Sebi had already cured Michael Jackson.
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson. I just was watching another video where he was talking about when Steven Seagal came to him about a headache that he's had for 5 years. He's like, he got rid of Steven Seagal headache in 10 minutes.
Wow.
10 minutes. Yeah, it was a very short period of time, right? So that's celebrities kind of knew about Dr. Sebi.
Yeah.
And that's all a part of the conspiracy when Left Eye Lopez went to him.
Right.
And he began to teach her, and she went to his Ursha village.
Right.
We'll discuss that a little bit. I think it was a fear put in place. Like, she had the platform and the power to get him exposed. Because that's when I first learned about it. You know what I mean? When I was watching
I seen those video clips.
Yeah.
They was like making a documentary of it.
Right.
So they was walking through the woods, all these bags of herbs.
Yes.
It was like, we're not eating nothing, no junk food, we drinking this.
Yes.
And I seen that, man.
Yeah.
Didn't he get into medicine because he was having some type of illness himself?
Yeah, he said his first patient was himself. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that stemmed off of the conversation he said he had with another Honduras man.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, I believe he said that man was Mexican.
Oh, Mexican.
Yeah, they all live in Honduras, just like America, but he was actually Mexican, Dr. Sebi being African.
Yeah.
But, I think unlike over here, I think over there, the people realize that, we all people of color. So you might be Mexican, I might be black, but, we still, people of color. So, so it was a love thing. So, yeah, he said that man really taught him, some good stuff about the herbs and stuff.
Yeah, I think he used to suffer from asthma real bad.
Yeah. Yep. He had asthma and a couple other ailments. So, yeah, you're absolutely right on that, which is, that's interesting, isn't it? To, like, self-diagnose.
Right.
Because I'm a barber, and I got into barbering by cutting my hair first. I was, not to go off topic, but I was trying to keep that $5 that my mother was giving me to go get that haircut. So when it got to a point where I could cut my hair and she couldn't tell the difference, then I knew I was on to something. You know what I'm saying? So same type deal, man. Yeah, you can be the first person that you work on. You can be your first patient.
Your own guinea pig.
Your own guinea pig, right? So Dr. Sebi took him to court and won and proved it. That, the body can be healed by taking care of what you put in it and understanding what gets put in it, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
So his whole thing of what he taught was healing with electric foods and botanicals.
Yep.
And we're going to get into what electric foods are and botanicals are. But, here's some teachings that are totally opposite of Western culture.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? So, this was my first introduction of understanding, like you were saying, that food is medicine. Food is medicine. So, I thank Dr. Sebi for schooling me on that.
Right.
I'm far from perfect, but I have evolved over the years since learning about him.
So, you do is try.
Yeah, and I'm in a better situation. My weight's down. I've been a vegetarian for a while. You know what I mean? I know my system's cleaner. You know what I mean? And Dr. Sebi is responsible for all that. Let's see, we got a comment here. So I felt that the best I could do was try to get it out there with my platform and speak on Dr. Sebi. And for those who are not familiar with him, hopefully, they'll learn a little bit and kind of grow from there.
Google's your friend,
So let's read one of these comments. Okay, so Miss Dennis says, the pharmacy industry is a joke. It's all about the almighty dollar. All these companies that make these drugs are crooks, and they aren't concerned with the well-being of their patients, because if they were, they wouldn't charge people hundreds of dollars for a single drug. Very, very true. Very, very true.
And you notice that the doctors are quick to give you a prescription that they can't even read. But they want you to take it.
Well, I'll tell you what I found to be interesting about the pharmaceuticals, right?
So,
because I just thought this was such, it was unethical. I didn't know that pharmaceuticals, I've been in the doctor's office before when the pharmaceuticals come there, right?
Right.
But I didn't know, it's almost like a hustle game. They in there talking to the doctor saying, listen, we got this new pill, so forth and so on, we want you to push it. We're going to leave you 30 samples.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And if you push it, then we can blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the dealings be.
You get a kickback.
You get a kickback. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, you get some type of kickback.
Absolutely.
So I remember learning about that and thinking, that's crazy, because when you look at the trust level that people have for their doctor, and you have no idea, he got that medicine from some cat that showed up from pharmaceutical, he don't really know what that medicine do.
Probably not even approved yet.
Yeah, it's not FDA approved, which is another thing that over time I thought was scary. Like, remember when you first started seeing commercials where they were advertising for drugs?
Most definitely.
And saying, you know, if you think, you know, Zeneca is right for you, you know, talk to your doctor. So I remember looking at that and thinking, so now they got us in a position where they're allowing us to self-diagnose ourselves. Wow. You get what I mean? Like, that was crazy, because up to that point, you know, like, you had to get diagnosed by a doctor. But now I can look at a commercial and say, you know what, I have those symptoms. Let me go to my doctor and tell him I want some Zeneca right now. And then, boom, he just go ahead and write it out to you. And like you said, he could be getting a kickback off of that.
Absolutely.
Scary.
Scary.
That is scary. Yes, that blew my mind. Archie Miller says pharmaceutical companies come in and pay for lunch and give all the workers in the office free shit. True that, Archie. Yeah, they give them free stuff. And like it's amazing.
You know?
Yeah, that's like a hustle game. You know what I mean? It's a hustle game.
That's what it sounds like.
Okay, so Dr.Sebi says his whole basis is clearing the body of mucus.
Exactly.
Okay, so and I wasn't familiar with that until he said that. I mean, you know, I know mucus when it's in my chest and you know, things like that. But Dr.Sebi saying that mucus is behind everything. Okay, so he says, and this is a quote. He says, our research reveals that all manifestation of diseases finds its genesis when and where the mucous membrane, has been compromised. For example, if there is excess mucus in the bronchial tubes, then the disease is bronchitis. If it's in the lungs, then the disease is pneumonia. If it's in the pancreatic duct, then it's diabetes. If it's in the joints, then it's arthritis. So that was the first piece of information that blew my mind. When Dr. Sebi said the body only suffers from one disease. That disease is the compromising of the mucous membrane and you having excess mucus in your body. You know, so one disease. And here in the medical community, you can break it up into, you know, 100 different diseases. And Dr. Sebi said, no, it's just one disease. So I want to go to break, but when I come back, we want to talk about this mucus. Stay with us, Black Body Man Radio Show. I'm your host, Brother Mike. We're here with Kevin Little and Janice McCaffity. We're talking about Dr. Sebi. We're giving tribute and trying to educate people on how we can make ourselves healthier. So we'll be back. Stay tuned.
Peace.
Word up.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located at 3000 Old Alabama Road, 119-303, Alpharetta, Georgia. Or give us a call at 470-488-6484. Come on in and check out Pink Ice products today.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Every time.
You just have to really
have faith and believe.
Right, and it's everything isn't going to be cotton candy and clouds all the time, but you have to, even in the midst of a storm, you have to speak light over a situation and life over a situation. You cannot always go into every situation. Sometimes it gets above you, and sometimes you got to speak over yourself and bring yourself back to focus, and because you already there. But in most cases, we take ourselves there. We walk ourselves over that dark threshold because it's easy for us. It's easy for us to be victimized and to be downtrodden and in that dark place when things happen to us. But you got to figure out how to successfully move into that. And a lot of you may say, what does this have to do with being an artist? It has a lot to do with being an artist, because I don't want to just talk about ticket sales. I want you to be a healthy, long-lasting artist in your own right, a long-lasting entrepreneur. And sometimes we try to mask what's going on with us with putting ourselves to work. So I'm gonna put myself deeper into this project, and it was times where I didn't want to be a part of things. I didn't want to be, because I wasn't whole. I wasn't happy with where I was at, with things that was going on in my life, and I didn't care how successful a play was. Like I just didn't care, but all I knew was to work. So I would put myself deeper into work, and I didn't address what was going on, and sometimes that made the situation worse, because once this play or this project is over, I still gotta face that. So I was sweeping it under the rug and not thinking about it and not focusing on it, and all the while it's growing and festering and getting worse. And I'm over here just...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Black by the Man radio show. I'm your boy, Brother Mike. So today's show we are dedicating to Dr. Sebi, and we're giving a little insight on what Dr. Sebi taught. So for those who weren't paying attention or missed the first part of the show, Dr. Sebi teaches healing with electric foods and botanicals. I'll read his quote again. His quote is, "Our research reveals that all manifestation of disease finds its genesis when and where the mucous membrane has been compromised." So Dr. Sebi is saying there's only one disease that the body suffers from. This disease is excess mucus.
Absolutely.
Wherever that mucus is at is what the disease gets labeled. So if it's in your joints, it's arthritis. If it's in your pancreatic duct, it's diabetes. Right? If it's in your lungs, what did he say it is in your lungs? It's bronchitis. Bronchitis, right.
Pneumonia.
So let me ask you guys, had you guys ever heard that before him?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Basically, the inflammation is what comes from the mucus. So my main thing that I was researching was the inflammation, how to get rid of inflammation, period. Which goes hand in hand with the mucus. So when he started preaching the mucus, whole situation, I said, wow, well, that's the inflammation. The mucus is causing the inflammation. And we all know that's what causes a lot of the diseases. The gout, the arthritis, the pains, all that. So, it just made so much sense, man. Now we need some kind of mucus in our body because it is beneficial in some ways. But when they get over exaggerated, it causes a lot of problems in the body, man. That's why it's very important to have some kind of alkaline diet.
Yes, and that's what we're gonna get into. We're gonna try to get into what he was saying the solution was.
Absolutely,
Well, personally, I've never had any doctor tell me anything about mucus. Everything I've heard about mucus have came from research or another individual telling me about it.
I actually had a friend of mine that I had told about the mucus situation. And when they went to the doctors, they said they mentioned it to the doctor. And that person was like, you should have seen the doctor's face when I said to him, do you think this is excess mucus in my body?
Wow.
And they was like, the doctor just looked at me like
how
who you been talking to?
Exactly.
Who you been talking to? So basically the answer that was given was, well, it's a possibility, the body, because they ain't gonna flat out. They gonna nonchalant.
And they can't say certain stuff. There's certain stuff doctors cannot say at all.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, most definitely.
Right.
Like they'll really take their whatever you call it away, so they can't practice medicine no more. Like they'll take that crap away from them.
The brother on What the Health, I think his name is Dr. Wilkes or something. But I like how he explained that the American, well, I should say westernized medical community operates from the disease model. He was like, what we do is treat symptoms of your disease. We do not give you the information you need to prevent from having the disease.
Absolutely.
So Dr. Sebi was giving the information to prevent you from having the disease. In
the first place.
Yes, in the first place.
The information Dr. Sebi gave, he said is going to kill it.
He did say that.
Completely.
He said his mother told him that several times. Okay, so according to Dr. Sebi, blood and starch in the diet are the main reasons we are overrun with clogging plaque in our arteries. Starch. He teaches that starch is a chemical that wreaks havoc on your health, mainly because it causes acidity within the body. The same with animal products. In the whole, an acidic body will create toxic mucus and congest the system, leading to inflammation, which is what Kev said, right?
Absolutely.
Leading to inflammation. whereas an alkaline pH will do just the opposite and support vitality. So now we're getting into the alkaline, right? Yep. So he's saying that in order to prevent yourself from getting sick, you have to have an alkaline body. Your system has to be alkaline. Disease only survives in an acidic environment.
It's impossible for it to thrive in a non-acidic environment, as well as an oxidative environment.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So he's saying that our ancestors, because of their diet and what they ate, they didn't have an acidic body.
Right.
They had an alkaline body, which means the pH was above 7.
Okay.
And the reason was because of what they ate. So over here, as African Americans, so-called, you know, black Americans, whatever we want to refer to ourselves as, right? I mean, it changes every 20 years.
It changes, it does.
I don't know what I'm going to be 20 years from now. You know, might be a damn Klingon or something. You know, but yeah, so he's saying, you know, we have to get into learning what to eat. So I want to get whatever knowledge you guys have about food. Now, Kevin, I'm sure I know you, because let me talk about Kevin for a second. As y'all can see, Kevin is a personal trainer. Okay, so Kevin takes care of himself. I just saluted him this morning on Facebook because he does a mile run before he even comes to the show. Yeah, so big up to you, Kevin. That's what's up. That's inspiring, brother. Yeah,
something new I'm trying.
Yeah, that's inspiring.
My brother tries.
Yes, yes. So I saw with your breakfast you had avocado, you had
superfood, you know, avocado, 3 eggs,
right?
Which is debatable. Some people say that's not necessarily, you know, healthy, but I like it for the protein.
Anything in moderation.
Exactly. It's about moderation. That's why I do 3 and not 6 or 7 like a lot of big guys do. But yeah, man, I just try to, like, I studied Dr. Sebi, not CB, Sebi. So, and I just pick up little, you know, beneficial. You know, like little informations every now and then.
Right.
So basically, man, lemons, limes, avocados, you know, wheat stuff, you know, the wheat breads. I mean, like I say, Google is your friend.
Yes.
So there's nothing I know that you can't know.
Yeah, use it to your advantage.
Yeah,
right.
Basically, man.
Google Dr.Sebi, Sebi. Google Dr.Sebi. So what about you, Miss Janice? As far as what you knew about, like, diet, did you ever consider that, like, the food that you eat could be a part of, like, what makes us sick? Or did you just, like the rest of us, always think it must be germs and bacteria?
I mean, of course, in the beginning, I thought it must be germs, bacteria. But as I grew and learned more, of course, I came up with the food. Now, I'm still in the middle of transformation as far as myself with the food. But as far as my household, like, I've definitely changed a lot of food as far as what my kids eat.
Which is important, right?
Right.
Because the kids learn their dietary habits from us.
Yeah, so they still young, so they still have a great chance of, you know, not
saving
being
themselves.
sick.
Saving themselves, yes.
Start them early,
Okay, so we're gonna continue talking about the food intake. We're going to go to commercial break. We shall be back. We're going to continue to talk about Dr. Sebi. And we're going to give you guys an explanation of exactly what an alkaline diet is, what the pH scale is, and also, more importantly than everything, what electric foods are. Because that's what it's all about. So stay tuned. Black by the Man Radio Show.
Yeah, because of course.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located at 3000 Old Alabama Road, 119-303, Alpharetta, Georgia. Or give us a call at 470-488-6484. Come on in and check out Pink Ice products today.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
Coming to y'all soon.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
The spell?
The spell. Okay. I didn't see that. Or maybe they had it, but it probably was like in a different hour.
We back on? We live? Hey, we back on. We live. Brother Mike, Black Body Man Radio Show. Today's show we are dedicating it to Dr. Sebi because we want to improve the health of our people. And it's not that other races can watch this program, but Dr. Sebi's teachings were for African people. Right. He wasn't doing that through separation. He was doing that to show that our makeup of our body is different.
A little different.
Right, from the makeup of Europeans, So over here eating this diet has a different effect on us.
True.
True. So Dr. Sebi says that, blood and starch is the main ingredients of our diet.
Right. Wow.
I never even thought about that till he said that.
He said
blood and starch.
Wow.
And he's saying blood because of the animal product.
Animal meat. So that's
right.
Yeah, it's blood in it.
It's blood in it, right? And biblically, when you kill an animal, you're supposed to do the bloodletting. You're supposed to pop it in the neck, drain all the blood out, right? Get rid of the blood, and then you can go slaughter it. But of course, we know that that's not happening in American society.
Absolutely not.
I mean, if you ever watch a video on slaughterhouse,
I've seen the slaughterhouse videos, man. It's pretty gruesome stuff.
Yeah, you might not eat meat again after that. It's pretty bad. So blood and starch, and the hybrid vegetables that we was just talking about, like broccoli and carrots and spinach. Okay. He said they just turn into sugars and starch in the body, which ends up being bad for the body, keeping it in an acidic state.
Right.
You get what I mean? Yeah. So we got to take our bodies from being acidic to being alkaline, right? And he's saying we have complete control over that if we just get back to eating the way we were supposed to.
Absolutely.
Now, I wanted to go over alkaline because I know a lot of people don't even know what that is. Well, so go ahead.
I think we definitely need to go over it because as a mom myself, you're coming up and you're cooking dinner for the kids and you're cooking all these vegetables and everything and you think you're doing something good.
Right.
And in actuality, you're not.
True. Yeah. True. So what is alkaline? So alkaline refers to anything that's greater than a 7 on the pH scale.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And of course, The pH scale is a figure for expressing the acidity or alkalinity of a solution on a logarithmic scale on which 7 is neutral. And anything below 7 is acidic. Anything above 7 is alkaline. So he's saying the things that we take into our body is mainly acidic. So we have an acidic environment in our body, right? Which is the breeding grounds for disease.
And mucus.
And mucus, right. You know, so this is how the mucus comes about, you know, behind the things we eat. And he's teaching that if we change what we eat and start eating more electric foods, which are alkaline foods, right? It'll change the structure of our body from acidic to alkaline. Any disease that was within your body will die.
Absolutely.
And cannot survive. So that's very powerful, you know, to understand that you hold the key to curing yourself. Because one of the things, and I just said this to a younger person, I think it was one of my son's friends, the other day. Y'all give me your thoughts on it, right? But I feel like one of the things that I've learned since being older, right, is that what you do in your 20s and 30s affects your 40s and 50s. You get what I'm saying? So when you turn 36,
kind of catches up to
right, and you get diagnosed as a diabetic or whatever, it's actually from what you did at 26.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? It's from all the stuff that you ate in them 20s, and now the 30s has the effect. Like, I wish I would have known that. I could have saved myself. You know, headaches, right?
Yeah.
That's deep.
Well, at least you get to save your kids.
Yes. So, you know, so I'm trying to get it further out there, you know, these elders who are teaching this good information so we can make ourselves healthy, because at the end of the day, as much as a lot of us may not want to face this, right? I'm going to say it anyway, right? Black people are very unhealthy.
Very unhealthy.
Very unhealthy.
Number 1 in America for heart disease. You know what I'm saying? It's
heart disease, kidney disease, high blood pressure, right? Diabetes. We are very unhealthy. So I feel like this type of information needs to be spoken on, because we have more control over our health than what we think.
Most definitely.
You know, like, I want my people to understand that the solution isn't always running to someone else. You know, that's programming.
That's very true.
It's programming, right?
Hell yeah.
You know, as a healthy man, see, Kev, you ain't at the doctors that often. Because when you there, it's just to reconfirm that you're still healthy.
Reconfirm that I'm still healthy. It's crazy because they compliment how healthy I am.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But most of us is there, it's under circumstances.
Right.
Ailments, and it's like, Doc, heal me.
I understand.
And it should be backwards, because the doctors, going to the doctors should be your last resort. At home, you should be doing everything you can to cure yourself.
Yes.
Like, you're supposed to be the one saying, like, at the end of the day, like, okay, I've did everything on the natural side I can do. Like, now let me pay a trip to the doctors. Not as soon as you get sick, like, let me pay a trip to the doctors.
Sure.
Like,
That's
you should be making every effort
you're putting your life,
to get
you're putting your life in another man's hands. Not to cut you off, but that's exactly what you're doing.
That's exactly
what you're doing. You should educate yourself. Like, your health should be very important to you. You know, eventually at some point in your life, you know, and you should take it seriously, man. Do your research. You research for anything else, projects, you know, book reports in college. Go do, you know, a whole research for your health.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and
treat it like life or death.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's life or death. Like, I think we have become so complacent with justifying our unhealthy choices. Because it's simply what we want to do. Now, of course, as adults, we can do whatever we want, but the reality is,
it's going to be consequences.
It's going to be consequences, brother. You understand what I'm saying?
If not right away, long term.
Long term, right?
We at a point now where we really do have to take it serious. Like, my daughter, at 11, my daughter lost her eyesight at 11.
Wow.
And even when the doctor said it was from a deficiency, like, what do you mean a deficiency? Like, I cook vegetables every day. Like, my daughter eats vegetables, and everything that y'all said was healthy.
Right.
So that's why it's important for us to do our own homework.
Yes,
I had to change all the I mean, my daughter's 20/20 today.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Got a sight back, right? That's what's up.
Yeah, my daughter's 20/20. She's 16.
You know?
But it was. I mean, it was scary.
Yeah. And you know what? I noticed that in America, females, period, and mainly black females, they go through a lot of deficiencies of some kind.
Yes.
Vitamin D deficiency, the iron. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure why that's the case.
Right.
But it's something I really like, kind of look at, like, you know, what's going on there.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with the food.
Yeah.
Because you know, the black woman and the black man is not being supplied the nutrients that our body needs. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We've been over here, so we've been convinced, you know, that we can eat what, you know, Europeans eat.
Right.
But it's only to a certain extent.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because you know, it's not the basis of who we are. Our body is different. Remember, the black man and the black woman is the chemical makeup of the whole world.
Most definitely.
So there's no way that we can imitate the diet of someone that was birthed out of us.
Right.
We supposed to be the leads of the diet, right?
That's deep. That's deep, man.
Everybody comes from us.
Yeah.
You know, so why are we adapting someone else's diet, right? And this is what's been killing us. And like you said, we are in a state today where black health in our communities is so bad. We have to start paying attention.
Gotcha.
And I think one of the ways to get people paying attention is by having platforms like this and a show where somebody can speak on it, you know, because we cannot just continue to eat whatever we want. Now, speaking of black women in particular, you know, and please don't get mad at me, ladies. We do this because we love you, right? But, you know, black women happen to be of the women of other races who gains the most weight throughout her years. You know, so, you know, black woman, you know, 25 years old, she weighs, you know, 130 pounds. You know, 38, she 208.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's 208, you know, and when we do things like justifying it by saying, oh, well, she's happy now.
Right.
You know, she's married.
With the hormones.
You know, so she's cooking, she's cleaning, she's had kids, and you know, and it's like, okay, yeah, all that's true, but it's also
let's
she's
do
not
something
eating
about
properly.
it. She's not eating properly.
She's not eating properly.
And what I see today is I give y'all credit because I see a lot more sisters in the gym now.
Nice.
So slowly but surely they're starting to take them more seriously.
Yeah.
But I know, like, probably 7 to 10 years ago, you would never see, you know, sisters want, you know, they didn't want to sweat their hair out, they didn't want to get sweaty, they didn't want to, like, sacrifice the beauty, you know, as far as trying to work out and get, you know, back in shape, man. Now I see them taking it more seriously, you know, and that's always a good thing.
That's definitely good.
Yep.
And y'all have to remember, black women got like that in the first place because they had a lot put on them.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah, that's true.
Black males leaving the house, jail with
that's true.
Take over. Yeah, I
they
get
got
it,
a little busy, so you know.
Yeah, that is very true.
Eating a lot when a go.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. But we still have to take control.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we can't keep justifying it.
Well, that's
because
why
people getting sick
Yeah.
and people dying.
It's happening at younger ages, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? People having heart attacks at 30 and 40 now, and stuff like that.
We still have a mindset that we can eat whatever we want, whenever we want, right?
Right.
And that's just not the case. Let me turn this down a little bit here. Yeah, that's just not the case. We cannot eat whatever we want and do whatever we want. I mean, I guess technically you can, but just expect to be sick.
Not every day, exactly.
Yeah, expect to be sick.
A lot of the nutritionists and personal trainers from Hollywood, they say have that one cheat day. So like one day out the week, set that day aside. You can have your piece of your fried chicken.
Right.
Have that one cheat day, but the majority of the week you got to eat some kind of a balanced diet, man. And work out so that way the moderation is not going to really kill you the way, you know, as you eating it every day would.
Right.
You know?
Like you said, it's your cheat day.
That stuff, it piles up, man.
It
Pizza
does.
every day,
It does.
chicken every day.
It does.
All that grease in your arteries, it piles up. And nobody want to hear it, but it's you know, it's facts. And nobody's perfect, man. We all got our, you know, our vices, you know.
Right, exactly.
I love eating, you know, soul food and stuff like that.
I just want us to keep learning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want us to keep learning and understanding how things work. Dr.Sebi has been proven to be right.
Yeah.
You know, and now that he's gone, now you got mainstream medical community basically confirming the things that he's been saying all along.
The whole time.
Right. I just read an article 2 nights ago, and it was by mainstream medical community. And in the article, they was explaining that the makeup of African Americans, black people, period, it is different from the makeup of all other races.
Right.
And it does have to be fed a certain type of diet.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's any culture. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dr. Sebi said that a lot of a lot of the food that we're eating is just not lining up with our cellular structure.
Right.
That sounds about right.
You're absolutely right. Yep. So what he's teaching is intracellular repair. He's saying you have to eat foods that feed your cells, not just your stomach, not just your taste buds, not just your eyes. Because we go off eyes and stomach a lot.
Eyes and stomach, yeah,
right?
That's true.
We go off eyes and stomach.
Everybody's worried about taste.
Taste, right?
You gotta try to introduce something new to somebody, and they be like, "Well, what it tastes like?" I'm like, "Why are you worried about taste?"
Right.
Sometimes you gotta force yourself to eat some of this nasty stuff if it's gonna be beneficial to your health.
Right.
It's worth it.
And that's how you change your palate.
That's how you change your taste buds anyway.
Exactly.
They'll change over time.
That's right.
Give it 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Keep eating it.
A lot of things is an acquired taste anyway.
It is.
It is. It is.
Just start to taste good.
Think about alcohol. Like you'll take that first shot when you're 18, and that's horrible.
It's horrible.
Fire your water.
Yeah.
But you still keep drinking it. That's there you know.
Well, you know it. You don't
want that hen dog no more. Right. You don't need ice. You want that hen dog and black and mild.
Yeah, you don't need to use ice no more. So yeah, I want us to keep learning, man, because we are a sick people overall. You know what I mean? We, they're making a lot of money off of us with prescriptions and pills, so forth and so on. And as much as we all love soul food, and I'm thankful for us creating a culture that we call soul food, but we have to understand it is killing us.
It's killing us.
You get what I'm saying? So back to the moderation thing. We're not saying we can't eat our soul food. I'm going to. I just had a meal from Butler's a couple days ago, right? Had some, some good, vegetables and some collard greens, and but the soul food is killing us. So we do have to learn to start cooking a little healthier, getting back to our African roots. And I think as we do that, we're going to be teaching that to our kids. See, we passing these bad habits down to our kids.
Exactly. That's why they think things is hereditary.
Right.
It's not hereditary.
It's
not.
No.
Like Dr.Sebi said, it's because we got the same diets we're passing down from generation to generation.
Generation to generation.
We just have to get back in the homes and start cooking meals again.
Well, I think we got to learn what to cook.
Yeah, because we buy a lot of processed food from scratch.
True. Very true. And do a lot of fast food. Like I've watched a lot of parents over the past 15, 20 years. Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, like that's at least 3 days a week for them.
I'm guilty of it. As far as like, cause my kid, I won't eat the crap, but the kids love it.
Right.
And I honestly thought the other day, like, you know what? I ate it as a kid. It didn't kill me.
Right.
So it's like I'm kind of poisoning, knowing I'm poisoning, but I'm like, you'll be out.
Kind of justifying it, right?
You know what I mean? But I feel bad though. I really got to stop that.
Yeah, and you have to remember too, the food is getting worse.
It is getting way worse.
Back when we ate Burger King, it wasn't as bad as it is now. It's so much steroids and hormones and everything now.
Yeah, hormones. You're right.
See, the chicken wings we ate back then, them things like 5 sizes bigger now.
Oh my God,
5 times the size they was when we
they be looking funny as hell on that plate. I'm like, that's chicken wings.
They have jumbo chicken now. Like, what is that?
Right, how that chicken get jumbo?
You got chicken wings looking like my arm right now.
Right, exactly. Look like them guns over there, son.
So even though we did eat a lot of it, I don't know if our kids
you're right. It's a little different.
It's a lot different.
They definitely are not, and we definitely have to evolve. I think this all plays a part in like what the whole Black by the Man radio show is trying to teach, which is we have to take charge in all areas. We got to take charge of the food. We got to take charge of our money, how we invest it. We got to take charge of our business. So this is really just another episode of us trying to point out we got to gain control over some areas. But I'll speak on what you was talking about, right? As far as these foods. You know, jumbo wings and all that. See, that's the GMOs that they be talking about.
Jumbo shrimp.
Shrimp this big. Shrimp this big, right? You know, like what is that? It wasn't like that back in the day.
I ordered some buffalo wings one time, and they came, and them things were like, I was like, I can't eat I never saw any wings.
It looked like a turkey wing,
buffalo wings that big in my life, like.
Turkey wings. You'd be like, you know what? Something ain't right about this, man. I ain't really trying, you know.
So so Dr. Sebi says we got to learn about electric foods.
Okay.
So let's talk about electric foods, okay? So electric foods are foods that properly feed and support the African genome that is the foundation of all people. See, and that's what we was talking about. See, the African genome is the foundation of all people. So there's no way that we are supposed to be eating what other people eat. They're supposed to be eating what we eat. You understand what I mean? But we've gotten away from that. And of course, we know the rhyme and reason for that. We've been over here for 400 or 500 years. So it's completely understandable. But based on the results that we've gotten from that, You know, we all got family members with diabetes, and, you know, cardiovascular disease, heart attacks, all that. It's to a point where we have to start investigating.
It's the norm now.
It's the norm.
You go get your medication, you pop, it's whatever.
It's the norm.
And that shouldn't be the case.
It definitely should not be the case, because then the pills make you even, you know, feel with other foods, right?
Side effects is crazy.
I tell my doctor all the time, like, when she first started saying, like, you need to get a high blood pressure pill. No, I don't.
No,
like,
you don't.
what I'm paying you for? Like,
exactly.
you need to get me. You gonna get something
low
else
exercise, low healthy diet.
Right.
Give me a dietitian up in this room or something, but a pill, no.
Yeah.
So just think, I could have been taking pills for 5 years now, because that was like 5 years ago she said that, and I haven't touched the blood pressure pill.
There you go.
Ever.
Yeah, because you can control it yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about that evolving. So non-hybrid and non-GMO plant foods are electric foods.
Okay.
So anything that's non-hybrid and non-GMO. Now, what's tricky about that is now you have to find out what non-hybrid foods
Which
are.
is tricky, yeah.
It can be
Like
tricky.
I said, I thought broccoli was good.
Broccoli's a hybrid, yeah.
All I did was man-made.
Yep, broccoli's a hybrid, carrots is a hybrid.
Cauliflower, I believe.
Cauliflower's a hybrid.
No vegetable can be like white or whatever the case.
Right.
It got to have some color to it.
Yeah, it got to be some type of color to it. Yeah. So
For
carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, these are all hybrids.
What about Brussels sprouts?
Brussels sprouts is a hybrid.
That's green.
Dr. Sebi said cabbage is not real. Spinach. And of course, Brussels sprouts are baby.
There's some fruits that's hybrid.
Yeah, they got hybrid fruits out there. They got hybrid fruits. During the break, and I'll say this for the people listening, we was discussing some of the fruits, and we was discussing organic. And what I had said was, and this is just a little Jedi mind trick, and y'all can pick up on it. Someone had said to me that they were eating organic grapes, organic seedless grapes.
Yep.
So what I explained was that that's a Jedi mind trick. It cannot be organic and seedless.
Right.
If it's seedless, it is not organic. Don't let them fool you.
Any modification in any fruit or food, it eliminates it from being organic.
That's it.
You did something to it.
If you did something to it, it's not organic.
It's not organic.
You know, the Most High does not create fruit and vegetables without seeds. You know, so
organic,
it's not organic.
Take it out of the ground, rinse it off, put it on the shelf.
Put it on the shelf.
That's organic.
Right.
And look, I'll give you a comparison. I seen another brother talk about, right? He was like, when you look at the history of African people, and then you look at the history of Caucasian people, right? Europeans. He was like, if you can imagine being in Africa, like as we just went out on our day, we ate berries, herbs, picking fruits from the tree, so forth and so on. Right. So he was like, Caucasians were in the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah.
When they came out of that cave to eat, it was to kill an animal and eat that animal. Right? So their diet's been different going all the way back to the beginning. You know, he's like, whereas we ate animals as a delicacy. Okay. You know what I mean? So, you know, they might have 1 or 2 days where they go hunting, see if they can get an elk or deer or whatever.
Okay.
But like Caucasians, this is all they had to eat.
Right.
Like up in Caucasus Mountains, like you ain't about to go pick no peach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that gives a little insight as to why.
The storyline behind it.
Right. You know, the meat has a different impact on us than it does on them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it all goes back to you know, your beginnings of what your peoples, you know, taught you, and we've gotten completely away from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to learn what hybrid foods are. You know, so for the audience, hybrid foods is any food that's not naturally grown on Earth. You know, so if you can't just go to another part of the world and find a seedless grape,
right?
Then
it's naturally grown.
Yeah, that's naturally grown. Then it's not natural. It's a hybrid. They are splicing genes.
Wow.
You know, to change things up, and then they're feeding it to us as convenience. Hey, no seeds in it. Because I remember back in the day tasting a seedless watermelon, and it did not taste like a watermelon with seeds.
I agree.
It's not as sweet.
It's not as sweet. Exactly. I was going to say that.
You know, like it just tastes like it's not the real deal. You know what I mean?
People say, well, I don't want to deal with the seeds. You got to spit them out. Actually, technically, if you look it up, the seeds in the watermelon is edible. You don't have to spit them out. You can, it's not going to hurt you.
Yep.
Don't it help something too? Don't the seeds in the watermelon?
The seeds in the watermelon
help a diabetic?
Probably.
I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
So when I read that, I started spitting them. I just, you know, hey.
Yeah, because they fooling us with that whole organic thing. You know, so
it's big money.
It does. I believe it does take a little investigating and research to try to get an understanding on the angles that Dr. Sebi was trying to teach us.
Yeah.
But it's well worth it. I can testify myself that I've changed the way that I eat. You know, I'm not on a diet. You know what I mean? I'm not on a diet. I don't do diets. My diet is simply in reference to what I eat.
There you go.
That's a diet. You know what I mean? It's not a diet about losing weight or anything like that. So I've been leading a vegetarian life for the past 3 months, and I've been very conscious of what I put into my body. And like Kev here, I still hit the gym.
Yeah. I see the difference, man. Like, the skin got a glow about it.
Right, yeah, I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, you know, and I dropped 20 pounds.
And you dropped some weight.
Dropped 20 pounds, brother. Wasn't even trying to.
Real talk. You're right.
Just was trying to get healthy. And I remember.
But that's what's naturally going to happen.
Yes, yes. And I learned that from actually Dr. Joe Furman. Okay. Dr. Joe Furman is who I first learned, where he said, listen, you don't have to try to lose weight.
Right.
What you should try to do is get healthy.
Get healthy.
Because when you start eating healthier, right, your body is naturally going to regulate itself and drop the weight and go down to the weight that it feels is optimal for your size.
Exactly.
You don't even have to figure it out. He's like, you know, he was like, do you understand how magnificent your body is?
Right.
Like, it's not as much, you know, science in it as you think.
Right.
Just take care of it, and it'll take care of you.
Wow.
You know, so when I learned that understanding, I'm like, man, I gotta change, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like I don't want to be sick. Like, I hate being sick.
Yeah.
You know, like it's horrible.
Everybody hate being sick.
I don't know. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they do, because like we engage in so many things that we know can get us sick. There's a lot of information out here today. You know, and I know everybody doesn't think like me.
And they don't go get it, man.
No, right. You know what I'm saying?
I've been
but
thinking that sometimes, like, why don't people want to go research and at least try?
Right.
You know, but they got that, you know, a lot of people have that you got to die from something attitude.
Right. See, that's what I'm getting at. They have that, you know, or they'll say something rebellious like, oh man, you know, if I stop doing that, you know, I still smoke cigarettes. Right. You know what I mean? Like, something gonna get me. I could be healthy today and get hit by a car tomorrow. And I'm just like, all right, well, that's your take on it, you know. But one day you may wake up and realize it's 30 years later and you're still here.
Alive.
You know what I'm saying? You're still here. So I don't know, you know. So I'll go over a few of some fruits that are 30 seconds? Okay. I'll do the fruits real quick, right? And then we'll do vegetables when we come back from break. Okay, so here's a list of some fruits that are definitely real, and they are electric foods. So you got apples, dates, figs, grapes that are seeded, right? Mango melons that are seeded, bananas, berries, cantaloupe, cherries, plums, limes, key limes in particular. Key limes. Key lime is the original lime.
Is it?
Yeah, so that's the ones that's only about that big.
Oh, the smaller ones.
The real tiny ones.
Okay,
yeah, that's the key lime, right? So that's the one. You got peaches, raisins, pears, and soursop. I don't know if you guys are familiar with soursop. Yeah,
I see them talking about
really, really good for cancer.
Is it?
Yeah, so there's a few examples of fruits. And we'll do some non-starchy vegetables when we come back from break. So stay with us. We're going to give you some non-starchy vegetables also that are good for the body. We'll be back. Black Body Man Radio Show. It's all about Dr. Sebi today. Stay tuned.
That's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired Radio Show. So since we're talking about the book, can you give people a synopsis of what the book is and what's the name of the book again, and then what it's about?
The name of the book is From Trial to Afflictions. More than one, because there were more than one afflictions.
Yes.
The book is talking about, actually, it's my life story. And I have to add in there that when that prophet told me, he said, tell your story, write the story. He said, and God said, tell your addiction. Now, see, I'm not going to tell the addiction because you have to get the book to read it. But it was about deliverance. It was about all the, trials and tribulations we go through. People that come into our life, even people that come to try and break you down or draw you down so that you can't stand for God or worship Him through your situation, because that's the adversary using them. We have to know that. But through it all, I was still praying and fasting. I needed help from God. I really did. I needed help from God to see me through. And for anyone that's going through, I say that this book is about different afflictions.
Yes.
going through them, how you get through them. And I had a sister pushing me too, praying for me. I thank God for that again.
Yes.
But it also talks about deliverance. There is deliverance in the process.
Yes.
And you have to be willing to see yourself first, to know that you need deliverance.
Yes.
Tune in to Be Inspired every Wednesday live at 7 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey, girl.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
With the Burrow Bananas. All right, we are back, everybody. Welcome back to the Black by the Man radio show. I'm your host, Brother Mike, and we are talking about Dr. Sebi and what we can do as a people to have a better understanding of the foods that we are putting into our body is causing diseases, overweight. Every problem that we have as far as health is coming from the food. So Dr. Sebi is who brought this to the forefront. The key to it is taking in electric foods to change your system from being an alkaline system, from an acidic system to an alkaline system. So alkaline refers to anything that has a pH rating of 7 or higher. So I went over a few of the fruits that are natural fruits that you can eat. I'll go over those again. Apples, dates, figs, grapes that are seeded, mangoes and melons that are seeded, bananas. Now, with the bananas, we just had a discussion. I'm not going to say you shouldn't eat a banana, right? But the only real banana is the burro banana. So that's the little baby banana that's about that big. So that's the original banana. So the regular bananas that we know of, still a fruit, but it won't give you the same nutrients that the burro banana will give you. I take the burro bananas, I get them from Wegmans. If you're in the Harford County area, you can get them from Wegmans. And I quickly peel them and put them in a Ziploc bag and freeze them, and then use them later on in smoothies. So they're good. Any type of berries, cantaloupe, cherries, plums, limes, key limes in particular, peaches, raisins, pears, soursops. Now, soursop, have you guys ever tasted soursop?
I never had it.
It's a real interesting fruit.
I never even seen it in the market.
Yeah, you got to buy it. It comes from cross seas. I've ordered it from cross seas. It looks like it's not that appealing, but then when you taste it, it's actually got a sweet taste. And it's got a lot of properties in it that fight cancer. Okay. So a lot of cancer patients drink sodas made out of soursop, as well as they order the soursop fruit from overseas. Because you can't even get it here in the United States. That's horrible. Isn't that horrible? Wow, all that healthy stuff, they make sure you can't get that. So as far as vegetables, Dr. Sebi says we have to stay away from starchy vegetables. Okay, so starchy vegetables are vegetables like potatoes, corn. Because corn's not real.
I thought the Indians was,
look, if you get a chance, go online, look up a real piece of corn. You see the same pattern from corn we look at today, but it almost looks like looks like a wheat stalk. So that's the original corn.
The wild corn, I guess.
Right.
Call it.
So the corn that we eat is actually a hybrid corn.
That yellow corn.
It's that yellow corn. It's a hybrid corn, right? Wow. So it's not made by God. I got you. And this is why when you eat corn, you can still see it later on. Right, come right out. You understand what I'm saying? It's the only thing that didn't process. So even though we weren't taught that should have kind of been our first clue. Like the stomachs in your the acids in your stomach are very powerful. But evidently they can't stand up to corn. You understand what I'm saying? They can't stand up to corn. So corn is actually a starchy vegetable. So he's saying those are the things we want to stay away from. Even sweet potatoes. Like these are all hybrid foods. They hybrid foods. Now my approach, I was about to tell you. Now my approach is, because it's tricky, Kev. You understand me? My approach to it is the items that I know are starchy items, right? So it's not that if you consume them, it's going to kill you, but it will add to a starchy environment, and it will have to produce mucus, right? So I approach it like I just eat it from time to time.
Time to time.
Right, time to time. Because like we like sweet potatoes. We like potatoes. When I had a taco bowl from Chipotle last week, I got the corn with it. Yeah. You know, and I know what's up with corn, but I'm like, I don't eat corn that often, you know. So, okay, your mic, Kevin. Let's lower your mic down a little bit. Speaking to it. Yeah, so corn's one of the starchy vegetables. What else is a starchy vegetable? I actually didn't have them on the paper. I got the non-starchy. But I know it's corn, it's potatoes.
What about rice?
Bingo. Rice. Yeah. Rice is starchy. Rice is nothing but starch. Rice, let me throw this out here, right?
Okay.
Rice is accredited to Asian people. Okay. But that is not who created rice. Rice is created by Africans. Really? You understand what I mean? Yeah. Yep. So rice is a hybrid.
I think I read this
as well. It was created by Africans, and we are the ones who taught the Asians how to cultivate rice and how to eat it. So
I read this
so on. Right. So with rice, the only rice that's not starchy for you is wild rice. So wild rice is the original rice. That's the rice with the colors in it. Yeah. It's very hard to find.
I just seen it at Wegmans this morning too. I was looking at it.
Yeah, it's hard to find. Yep. So you can do rice.
What about the black beans? They said that was good. Was that good?
Well, according to Dr.Sebi, none of those beans are real. Other than let me see if I got it on my paper here. I thought I had wrote it down. It's a particular bean. It's the one real bean. Wow. Let me see if I got it on here. I don't think I wrote it down. But it's like
no, it ain't pork and beans. I know that.
Yeah, those beans. The pork and beans, black eyed peas, and those are all hybrid beans. And it's one bean that's
lava
real.
Bean? Is it?
No, it's not lava bean. It's like a guata bean or something. It's a bean that I ain't really familiar with. Yeah. But that's the only real bean. But again, you know, he's just letting you know these things produce starch. It's going to produce mucus in your body. So as far as the vegetables that he says are non-starchy vegetables, right? Okay. So these are vegetables that you can eat that's good for your body, right? Okay. So amaranth, I'm not familiar with that. Amaranth greens? I don't know what those are, but I'll look it up. Right? Dandelion greens. Now that's the one that sticks in my head, right? Because I eat dandelion greens when I eat a salad. You know, like I go to Panera and get the seasonal green salad. Oh yeah, right. That's what that is. But it bugged me out to think like dandelions is a weed. Right. That's the little yellow flowers that everybody tries to get rid of every summer in their yard.
Sure do.
Okay, so that little green leaf that's at the bottom hanging, that's edible.
Really?
So we didn't have dandelion greens in our front yard
the whole time. We trying to kill them off with the bleach and
we killing it, right? And you can eat that stuff, right? Yeah. So dandelion greens is really good for you. Of course, kale. Okay. Lettuce. Dr. Sebi said you can eat any lettuce except iceberg.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Do not eat iceberg lettuce. That's not real lettuce. Yeah. Mexican cactus. I think it's called Noa Palace. Okay. Noaples. Watercress. Okay. Zucchini. I love zucchini. Turnip greens are good.
Okay.
Collard greens are good.
Oh, really? Right? Okay.
Onions. Now, when I learned about onions, I was like, oh, God, not the onions. You know what I mean? Because I don't really do raw onions. Like, I'll do sauteed onions. Right. But, of course, with any of these vegetables, to get the most ingredients out of it, you got to eat it raw. You know, so... Right. You know, I put raw onions in my salad now, and I'm just doing it for, you know, the health benefit, but I'm starting to get used to it, I guess. But yeah,
I can't do the raw onions.
You can't do the raw onions.
Buy some chewing gum afterwards, your breath gonna be a little...
Breath gonna be right. Like, I need a toothbrush and some mouthwash and some gum.
And some gum.
So, cucumbers.
Okay.
Olives.
Love olives.
Mushrooms. Bell peppers. So there's an example of some vegetables that are real vegetables that we can eat.
Not bad.
Not bad, right? Yeah. So, you know, some of the other ones, you know, we just got to cut back on them. You know, I'm not saying anybody has to stop eating them.
Yeah, just moderation.
Right, understanding what something is. You get what I'm saying? Like, when a person understands that cigarettes can kill them,
right?
Most people don't get off cold turkey.
Right.
Kind of wean themselves off. Right. Yeah. And that's something you know going to kill you. But, you know, point being, you know.
Really, when it's really going to kill you.
Yeah,
in the beginning, they'd be like, oh, I'm never stop smoking. Right, I know a woman who had a stroke and she just quit cold turkey. Wow. That was it. She wanted to live.
Wake up call. Man.
So seeds and nuts. is another
seeds
one,
and
right?
nuts. Okay. So they good, you saying?
Yeah, seeds and nuts. So seeds and nuts are what he calls nitrogen-based compounds.
Awesome.
Right? So spelt's one, right? Because that's one of my favorites, right? Brazilian nuts. Hemp seed. I put hemp seed inside my smoothies.
Do you?
Yeah. You can get that from Wegmans too. Yep. Hemp seeds, raw sesame seeds. Walnuts is one of Dr. Sebi's favorites.
That's brain food.
Right, it's brain food,
That's
right?
what shit like the brain actually.
And kamut. I don't know what kamut is. K-A-M-U-T. Have you guys ever heard of that?
No. Yeah,
kamut. Yeah, I'm not familiar with kamut. I don't know what that is. But Dr. Sebi said it's good for you. So those are some of the electric foods. And there's plenty of more. And when you decide to take on the journey of trying to increase your health by taking care of what you eat, when you go online, it's quite a few different people out here that are students of Dr. Sebi's who also happen to be chefs.
Yeah.
So they got videos where they teaching you how to cook with electric foods, organic food. Yeah. It's good learning, man. It's really good learning.
You know, to make a lot of vegan dishes, man, it takes a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know what you're doing.
It's a challenge.
It is. I bet.
It is a challenge. I'm definitely up for it. I've been loving it. You know, I'm evolving, and I think as Black people, that's kind of one of the messages I want to communicate. Like, we have to evolve.
Right.
We cannot just keep standing still and doing only what our parents taught us, or only what society taught us. You know, we got to evolve. We got to start having these discussions so we can save our children as well, because we bringing our children up. And we feeding them things that's going to bring them problems.
Yeah, you see kids getting diabetes now.
Yes.
A lot of kids, you know.
I mean, on What the Health, the one doctor said that in America, they have kids that are 10 years old that's already showing signs of plaque buildup in their arteries. 10 years old.
They're going to be 15, have a heart attack.
You're going to have a heart attack at 15, right?
That's crazy.
I have a niece who had a massive stroke at 21.
Wow. Right. And see, that's very sad, because that stroke came from her eating. I don't care what the doctors told her. That stroke came from what she eats. And that's what I mean. We not understanding the importance that we have to evolve and learn to start eating better.
I mean, she made a full recovery, though.
Yeah, 2021. I would hope she would, She's young.
That stroke ain't no joke, man. So
no, it's not.
Survived that.
Yes.
Yeah, John Hopkins did a whole newsletter on it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, because stroke is a clot in the brain.
It is.
A clot is from plaque.
It comes from the
plaque is the buildup of the mucus.
It goes up.
Goes up. Yeah. So that's what that is.
Stress plays a little factor too.
Yes.
Strokes and all
we can save ourselves. I have an uncle who's been diabetic for many, many years.
Right.
And he finally decided to start taking some of the advice I've been giving him and making some changes. And, he's eating better. And he's doing good, man. He's losing weight. He's feeling better about himself. Like, he's on the path to not even being on medication ever again.
Eventually, that's going to be the case.
Yep. And that's how we got to start thinking. So electric foods that are real, foods that are non-GMO, foods that are not hybrid, foods that grow naturally on Earth. So that's what we need to take more in of electric foods. So now the other part with Dr. Sebi is botanicals.
Okay.
You guys familiar with botanicals?
I heard it once or twice, but...
Okay, so the botanicals are, any type of fiber, juice, oil, pulp, tissue, or other components derived from plants.
Okay.
Yeah. So
like when you juice them and that pulp that come from the
that's a botanical.
Okay.
Yep. So just herbs, period.
Okay.
So they use them in foods and supplements, and they also use them in personal care products. Couple examples of botanicals is juniper berry. You ever heard of juniper berry?
Heard of it.
Common juniper, coriander, Norwegian angelica, lemon, orange.
Really?
And when I read orange, I was thinking, like, I remember like hearing commercials for like house sprays. You know what I mean? Like you would spray in the bathroom, right? And they'd be like, it contains lemon and orange botanicals. And I never paid attention to that. Right. You know what I mean? So they basically letting you know it's got the abstract in it from either the orange peel or the lemon peel, so forth and so on. Orris root. I don't know what orris root is, but I like the roots. Chinese cinnamon is a botanical. Ginger. Kev's a big ginger guy, right? And ginger's real good. You know what I mean? Like I put ginger in my smoothie, but ginger is good for your tea. right? Helps soothe and calm the stomach.
Anti-inflammatory, man.
Anti-inflammatory.
Mucus and get rid of,
Yes, sir. Grass of paradise. Not sure what that is. It's probably a root, though, is what I'm thinking.
Right.
Sarsaparilla root. Now, I'm familiar with sarsaparilla.
Right.
I use sarsaparilla, and I ordered it off Amazon.
Okay.
And what I do is I make tea with it. So I take the root, and I just put it in boiling water, and I'll cut a little slice of ginger.
That's one of the
throw in there with it.
That's one of the roots they use for HIV.
Yeah. Sarsaparilla? Wow. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know
it purifies the blood. I looked that up too. Yeah. That's a good note because I looked it up and I went to a shop over, I think, Northeast Baltimore, and I got the powder form.
Okay.
It's like the list of things that help is like phenomenal. It's like
it's a long list, right?
And, it purifies the blood. In this day and age, everybody needs to purify their blood. Right.
Yes.
So
and that's what Dr. Sebi teaches. That's intracellular healing.
Exactly.
Is what you was just talking about. Right. That's what Dr. Sebi teaches. So he's saying these roots. Yeah. Right. The next one I was going to say is burdock and tila, and I use both of those roots too. As a matter of fact, I mix the sarsaparilla and the burdock root together. You can, because the roots, you can mix them together. Right. So I'll make a pot of tea with these different roots, and then I sweeten it up with raw, natural agave nectar instead of sugar.
Yeah.
So I said it on another show before, but that's a wonderful substitute for sugar.
Yep.
Agave nectar. So he's saying that botanicals provide intracellular healing by detoxing each cell and replacing depleted minerals. They help to pull the mucus out of the cell.
Right.
So these roots is not only calming you. I mean, it's tea, right?
Right.
So you calm, you relax, you watch the TV. You get it sweet the way you want it with your agave nectar, and what it's doing is feeding your cells. And like we really don't eat much that actually feeds our cells.
Right.
So like that kind of excited me when I learned that. Like, I'm gonna do something to feed my cells. Right. You know what I mean? Feed my cells.
And they never did that. You can do something like that will feed your cells.
Right. And at the same time, so simple.
Yeah, so simple.
Right?
I love that idea, man.
Just so simple. Just order. Like I said, I went on Amazon. And found majority of the roots that Dr. Sebi talks about. Some of them you'll have to go to like another website, and you might have to order it from another country.
Okay.
Like I've had stuff come in internationally because you just can't buy it in America. Right. You just can't buy it in America. So Dr. Sebi's trying to teach us how to heal ourselves. And it's been a wonderful journey for me. I'm very happy. It's becoming a lifestyle. I'm not going back to eating the way that I was.
That's motivating, man.
Right? Yeah, you know what I mean.
One day I want to walk in those same shoes, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, brother.
So I work my way up to being vegetarian and vegan.
Yes. I've been vegetarian for over 90 days now.
Right. Yeah.
And over that 90-day period, I did eat 2 pieces of fish. Okay. I ate a piece of salmon on different days. And that's kind of my approach to it. You know what I mean? Like, if I say I'm a vegetarian, I don't have to say, I've never eaten fish again.
Right.
I might eat a piece of fish here and there. But to me, the vegetarian part for me is that the bulk of my diet is plant and vegetable.
Exactly.
What I'm working on more now is trying to eliminate the dairy. I don't drink cow milk or anything. But I still get cow milk in me from cheese.
Eggs. That's going to be hard for me to let go, man. That's
going to be
my biggest thing.
The vegetarian part isn't that bad. Vegan?
Well, I did vegan for the first, 2 months? I did vegan for the first 2 months, But that cheese, bro. Damn you, cheese! That cheese. And when you try not to eat cheese, you realize it's in everything.
It's in everything.
Yeah, like one day I remember I was thinking I'm going to get a stromboli.
Oh,
and I ordered the stromboli.
What's bad cheese in that?
Yeah, soaked with cheese. I ate it, man. So let's go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're gonna finish talking about Dr. Sebi and what he teaches. We'll be right back. Yeah, that cheese, boy. Woo! It's.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Uh-huh. Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. EA Electronics.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest and discover the wonders of nature with your family, just like Blue, Jewel, and the whole Rio flock.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Let's rock this jungle.
Yeah!
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning.
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great.
And endless surprises.
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing.
Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to.
Then what you're going to do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first 3 lights and then take the next left.
I don't really
then drive
think
5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat, and apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Yeah, this the man that holds it down. Mr. Showtime, D the Boss. Check us out every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on BigExposedRadio.com.
I'm in a relationship. Mm-hmm. My girl happens to be long distance. Mm-hmm. So with that being said,
I beat my thing like it owes me money.
Sorry.
Because I asked that because so many people are not comfortable.
Here's my thing. It's mine.
That's right.
And you need to know yourself before you can have somebody please. If you can't tell nobody how to please you, if you don't know how to please yourself.
That's right.
You know what you like. You know what you like. You know the stroke, all that. Mm-hmm. So you're right. And I mean, you shouldn't be ashamed of it. It's your body. Yeah, I'm over here struggling with the ear.
Yeah, I'm glad it's you today. I'm glad it's you today, brother.
Oh, this thing going to drop. It's going to drop about at least like 5 times.
I'm over there struggling.
So E. do you have a problem with masturbating?
No, I don't. I don't masturbate often because I have a fear of going blind. So, yes. When I found, yes.
You could go blind from
yes. I read about it. Is that true?
No.
It's not true.
It's not.
Okay. Because I was going to say I should have been blind a long time ago.
Let me drop some knowledge on you real quick.
I was just playing.
But
Hey, what's up, good people? It's the man you all know and love, E. Digger. Make sure you check us out every Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Ladies, are you in need of the best quality hair extensions, a cute outfit, or that perfect pair of shades? Pink Ice products can cover you from head to toe, from flawless weaves to apparel. Visit us online at pinkiceproducts.bigcartel.com. We're located at 3000 Old Alabama Road, 119-303, Alpharetta, Georgia. Or give us a call at 470-488-6484. Come on in and check out Pink Ice products today.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Black Body Man Radio Show. I'm your host, Brother Mike. For anyone who's just tuning in, we have dedicated today's show to Dr. Sebi and what he was teaching before he was removed from this earth. However that happened. We ain't gonna get into all that. But look it up yourself. It's Dr. Sebi, S-E-B-I. So what we're talking about is Dr. Sebi's approach to the African diet. You know, and I won't even say African American, because for him it was the African diet, period. You know what I mean? His approach was use African before you was American. Right, you know, so this is for black people across the world. And again, you know, you have to have the understanding it's not that he was trying to isolate any other race. Any other race can gladly participate in eating what he's recommending for us. But he's making a point that our body is of a different makeup. So it responds different to certain types of foods. And so, you know, being over here in America, in the diaspora, we've grown accustomed to eating, you know, what we were taught to eat over here. You know, so it has not worked out in our benefit. Not at all. You know, we overall as a people, we're pretty sick. So I love when the elders step forward to educate us. And like, you know, I'm the type of person that, you know, I get into this, you know what I mean, listening to these elders. And like, they got such good stuff to tell us, you know, and at the same time, they are elders. So when you have people like Dr. Sebi, you know, die, like we really lost something, you know, really important with him. We lost something with Dick Gregory. Right. You know what I mean? And of course, you know, mainstream media is not going to make you as a people realize that you're losing your elders. And so many of us never even listened to them. Never even took time to listen. You know what I mean? And I just truly believe that that's where a lot of knowledge comes from. And I believe most of us were taught that as youngins. But somewhere along the line, we started thinking we knew everything. Right? We started thinking we knew everything. So one of the things that I learned, you know, reaching my age, is that I got a lot to learn. You know, I got a lot to learn. You know, so I'm ready and I'm willing. So the basis of what he's telling us is, first, we have to understand what our body needs, and a black body needs electric foods. These are foods that are alive. You know, as far as animal products, Dr. Sebi's approach on that, for me, was very logical. You know, like what he said was as simple as your body is alive. Okay, it is electric. Right. This is why you can be electrocuted. This is why electricity will run through you like water. Most definitely. Right, because your body is alive. Right. So plants and vegetables are alive. So you feeding something alive, something else that was alive. Right. He said when you put animal products in your body, you just fed a live body some dead meat. Wow. That's deep. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he was like, you just, makes sense. Yeah, on a logical perspective. There's no more life in it. There's no more life in it. And you thinking it's going to give you life. And again, I'm not telling people not to eat meat. I'm just simply giving his perspective. And it just, you know, it resonated with me. Like, wow, that makes so much sense. He's like, yeah, meat is dead. He said, so when you eat meat, all it does is rot in your body. Right. He said it's either going to rot in your stomach or in your gut. And that's what happens with red meat. That's what happens with red meat. And the gases from it make you look bloated. Yes. Your belly get bigger. Belly gets real big, bro. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that I noticed by becoming a vegetarian. Yeah. I don't have gas like I used to. You know, like I'm not sitting around. You know what I mean? You know. You know, blowing things up, you know, like, and when I eat, right, as a vegetarian, even when I get full, it's never that feeling of fullness that I would have when I ate meat. Exactly. Right? Along with heavy starches, you know, mac and cheese, and you know, that, right. So I fill up on, like, you know, a vegetarian meal, and I get full. I don't have that same stuff feeling. I'm not ready to go to sleep 10 minutes later. Right. And then the whole feeling of being full, it disappears quick. Yes. Because it's like the vegetables, you know, your stomach handles. It digests the way it should be. Yes. In the proper time frame, which is what you want. Yep. So I've definitely noticed some differences. So he wants us to pay attention to what we're eating and do research and understand what real food is and put real food into your body. I mean, give me your thoughts on like his approach with curing ourselves from these ails and illnesses and diseases.
A genius. I think he's brilliant, man. And,
right.
I think he should be honored in some kind of way, man. Like,
yeah.
Like, how did he not win like a Nobel Peace Prize or something like that? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's brilliant.
And I even seen an article where a guy pointed out not only did he not get that, what you were saying, right? Yeah. But they also did not publicize his death.
Exactly.
You understand what I mean? Like, they didn't make an issue of it.
It wasn't a national thing.
No, it wasn't a national thing. Like, oh, Dr. Sebi died. You know what I mean? You know, like, he didn't contribute nothing.
CNN, Fox didn't.
Nobody covered it.
Nobody covered it.
Nobody covered it.
That's the way they wanted it.
That's the way they wanted it. You know, it adds to the suspicion.
Yep.
But evidently, that's how they wanted it. So it kind of saddened me because I have to confess that for the past couple of years, when I would tell people about Dr. Sebi, I actually literally used to say to them, you should really check this man out because I fear for his life. You know what I mean?
Remember you were saying that
I said it to Kevin, right? I literally told people that. I'm like, they're going to kill him, man. He ain't going to be around long because what he's bringing forth is going to mess up these drug dealers. And that's right, pharmaceuticals are drug dealers. You can think a drug dealer is just some dude on the corner with a little yayo if you want. That ain't a drug dealer, brother. That's a runner.
Look at the opioid. Right, that's a runner, you know?
Drug dealers deal in pharmaceuticals. You know what I mean? Pharmaceuticals. So look, I forgot to do this today, and I apologize for anybody that's tuning in, but you guys can call in at 410-702-5657. I'm a little late. I apologize. The conversation was so good. But yeah, if you guys want to call in and talk with us, 410-702-5657. We love having participation from everybody, and I think we are doing what needs to be done, which is highlighting some people that's not going to get highlighted.
You got to talk about it, you know?
Yeah, you got to talk about it, you know? So I'll tell you, like with me, I remember, you know, deciding I was going to make some changes, right? And, you know, maybe somebody out there can relate to this. The first thing I was confused on was like, what am I going to eat for breakfast if I'm not eating eggs and, you know what I mean, turkey sausage, you know what I mean, and toast? Like, what am I going to eat for breakfast? That was a challenge. So, of course, my approach was I started with the smoothies.
Okay.
Right? I started with the smoothies. And I realized a smoothie's a good breakfast.
It is.
Right? I'll be seeing when you be making yours on Facebook. You know, check Kev out on Facebook. Kev Little on Facebook. Kev does some good videos, man, that help y'all understand, you know, the physics of waking up healthy from, you, like what I see from you, right? From your Facebook post, I see a man that's mind is healthy. So immediately upon wake up, you want to do healthy stuff.
There you go.
Yeah. So
I like that, man.
You know,
appreciate that.
I applaud you, brother. Like I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Because the messages that you communicate are very positive. Kev gets on there, talks about, I'm about to run my 1 mile. He'll show you his breakfast that he ate with the avocado and the juice.
Got motivated, man.
Yeah.
People actually take heed and be following suit, man.
Bro, I've had mornings where I was about to get up and be like, you know what? I'm making me an egg sandwich, right? And then I go on Facebook and there's Kev with avocado. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what? Let me make me a smoothie. You know what I mean? Kev did encourage me.
I better start going on Facebook because I get up every morning and make eggs.
Yeah, it's a change, and I love eggs. You know, but I do understand now I can't eat them the way I used to.
I think it's pros and cons.
Yeah, it is. It's pros and cons. Yep. I take the egg thing like anything else. Moderation.
Moderation, exactly.
Yeah, moderation.
Don't eat them every day. I don't eat them every day for breakfast at all. You know,
right. Because I can't imagine letting eggs go.
Exactly.
I'm already struggling with cheese, y'all. I can't let cheese go.
Cheese is tough.
Yeah, you eat it on pizza. I mean,
pizza,
everywhere.
Right.
But what about on What the Health, where the one doctor said that cheese taps into the same receptors in your brain as heroin?
Wow, really?
He was like, the heroin, of course, is just more powerful.
Yeah.
Right? He was like, but if you think about the addiction that heroin addicts have to heroin, he was like, the cheese is on that same receptor. It's just much smaller. He was like, but it's enough.
I knew sugar
to bring you back. Yeah, he said, believe it or not, he said Americans are actually addicted to cheese.
Right.
You know, he was like, cheese is one of our drugs.
I agree, man.
Yeah, man, because I think when I stopped eating cheese, I was shaking and
had to withdraw.
I need some cheddar. Somebody help me out. You know what I mean? Like, it was bad, you know, and then eating food that I normally got cheese on. Like, remember I told you the stromboli, right?
Oh, yeah,
So the next time I ordered one without cheese.
Without cheese. Oh. It probably was empty. Enough for that.
Sauce, mushrooms, and broccoli and bread. You know what I mean? Like, man. I felt like I was in a third world country. You know? So that cheese is difficult, man. But yeah, but breakfast, that's kind of how I did my thing. I took it one meal at a time.
There you go, man. Yep.
You know what I mean?
One meal at a time, one day at a time.
Yeah, one meal at a time. So I started off by changing what I ate for breakfast. Yeah. Still had the same type lunch, still same type dinner. But then once I got the breakfast under control, then I'm like, okay, now I got to do lunch. Right. So that way I'm doing breakfast and lunch, and then dinner. I still might have had something, and then eventually filtered it into that. Right. You know, so that was my path on it. You know what I mean?
I like that, man. You kind of eased everything in there, man.
Yeah.
And then that gives you a higher success rate if you ask me.
I think it does too, because I'm taking it just one meal at a time. You know, once I got breakfast under control.
I think it's smart to take it one meal at a time too.
It is.
Yeah, because you're doing 3 meals a day.
Right.
Right, you know. And I still have my fun. I had a blueberry muffin yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love blueberry muffin.
Right, like I'm not tripping like that, you know, but I'm definitely trying to be healthier. And I want that for us as a people. I want us to grow, man. I want us to start having these conversations. Right. I want to talk about what's making us sick. You know, I don't want us to be sick, you know, because it's like, how can I say this? Man, we deal with enough.
Right. That's true.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we deal with enough. You know what I'm saying? So anything I can do to help lower that stress level, like it's been proven that black people in America live under more stress than anybody else like in the world.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? You know, like, because we are under a tremendous amount of stress of you know, the pressures we deal with in society. So any areas that we can make changes, you know, I think we should.
Yeah.
And I think Dr.Sebi, he was healing us, man.
Right.
He was in more ways than we know.
Yeah.
Because like I said, going back to Kev's healthy. See, that means your mind is healthy.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
You know, like, it ain't just the health of your body.
Yes.
It's the health of your mind.
Mental and spiritual and you know, physically, man.
And it opens you up to the other healthy avenues.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Like you said, spiritual. You might open up to more spirituality through being healthy. You know, because when people start being healthy, they engage themselves in other activities.
Right.
You know, they might start doing yoga or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Yoga, meditation.
You
can think a lot clearer and a lot deeper when you feeling healthy, man. You feel good.
Brother Mike, I'm healthy too.
You healthy too? Okay, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
Don't leave me out.
Don't leave you out. Okay, Janice is healthy too.
Yes.
All right, yeah. So we doing pretty good in here. You know, we getting a little healthy around here. That's nice, man. So yeah, I'm enjoying my journey, man, and I'm gonna miss Dr.Sebi. You know what I did when I found out that he died?
Yeah.
I went on YouTube and like downloaded every video I could of him.
Right.
Because I think they're gonna disappear.
Start taking them off.
Yeah, they're gonna disappear.
So who's gonna control that content now?
Right. And I read the version that was given as far as what happened to him.
Yeah.
Then I also read the version from his wife on what she said happened.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say on that. You know what I mean?
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
That whole scenario just sounds crazy. Like,
yeah, it sounds real crazy.
Why are you locking this guy up anyway? Come on, he ain't doing nothing. Like,
because he had money on him, right?
Yeah.
And that was the second time that had happened.
Really?
So yeah, so the first time it happened, the way that his wife explained it was that his lawyer was supposed to have done something to make sure it didn't happen again. Because the first time it happened, they held him, and then he had to call up his business people, and then they came showing. No, he got this money from the business. So they released him.
Okay.
And the lawyer was supposed to have contact with the authorities at the Honduras airport to let them know, okay, he comes through there with money from time to time.
Right.
So supposedly that didn't happen. So when it happened the second time, they detained him again. Wow. And then once they had him in jail, then some other shady activities took place.
All of a sudden he died from natural causes.
Yeah, pneumonia on top of that. Pneumonia. You know, here's this man 80 years old.
He's teaching us how to not get it. So he gets it?
Right.
Come on.
So the story is very, very suspect. And then when you look at what he was bringing forth, this can really change the pharmaceutical game. You know, because for those out there who don't understand, you know, the pharmaceuticals, they too are also aware that black people are the sickest people in this country. You know, so if we begin to cure ourselves and become healthy, that's really going to hurt pharmaceuticals.
There, you know, that money
that's that drug money. You know what I mean? That's that drug money going away. They don't want that drug money going away. But I just look at it from the aspect of trying to present something for us that is going to help us. Right. You know, again, Black by the Man radio show, right? Black business, Black lives, Black matters. Yep. This is a Black matter about Black lives. You know, so I feel that we need to talk about these type of things. Wish we'd have had a little more participation today, but you know, it's Monday. It's hard for people to be able to get involved.
Yeah.
You know, on a Monday. But you guys can catch the show anytime on YouTube at Be Exposed Radio. You can catch the Black by the Man radio show. So look, here's another part I wanted to read to you guys, right? And this is what I'm talking about. Now, of course, this is post Dr. Sebi being gone, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so they did what they call a U.S. and African diet swap, where basically they took, I think it was 20 black men between the ages of like 50 and 65 from America, and then 20 black men from Africa between the ages of 50 and 65, right? Now, they actually did this specifically towards colon cancer. Okay. So they switched the diets. Right. So they had the African Americans eat the diet of the Africans, and then they had the Africans eat the diet of the African Americans. Okay. And in 2 weeks, the Africans' risk of colon cancer went up dramatically. Wow. Right? Yeah. From eating American food.
Just for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Damn.
And the risk of colon cancer for the African Americans dropped by like 50% when they started eating the diet of their people. You understand what I mean? So this was done by some researchers, right? So it says, U.S. African diet swap reveals colon cancer risk. African people always been eating an alkaline diet until being brought to America.
Right.
A team of international researchers studied what would happen if African Americans and rural South Africans swapped diets for 2 weeks. Colon cancer rates were much lower in the rural South African people because they consume higher fiber, low fat, which is a typical African diet. Right. It said the diet swap, though it was brief, showed dramatic effects on colon cancer in both segments. Like I said, the Africans' risk went up, and the African Americans' risk went down. And that's just after 2 weeks, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So they described what they started feeding the Africans was what they call a typical meat-heavy American-style diet. So they gave them sausage, they gave them hamburgers, French fries, meatloaf, rice, you understand what I mean?
Damn.
And then for the African Americans, they gave them the African diet, which was filled with beans and fruits and vegetables. It was high in fiber. And basically, they almost killed them Africans.
Man, just 2 weeks.
Almost killed them in 2 weeks, bro. You know what I'm saying? Came over here and gave them that garbage we be eating over here. You know, so, you know, the point that I'm making is now that Dr. Sebi's gone, just as I figured, you know, now you have the medical community coming forward. And like this particular swap was specifically for colon cancer, right? But to me, that's very typical of how they're going to do it, because they're going to take certain sections and say, well, you know, that was just colon cancer. But they don't just want to come out and say it overall, because then that's matching what Dr. Sebi said, right? So again, let's break it down, same way they break down diseases. Instead of just saying, you know, disease is excess mucus.
Period.
Right.
They don't want to go that far.
They don't want to go that far. So so it's actually been proven even from their medical standpoint as far as Western culture and Eurocentric medical practices, you know. So even they are coming forward and saying, yeah, you know, like the African genome is much different from everyone else, you know. So
I've seen that. I think it was a college professor. So he said the non-African genome is not even from human beings. Now they said like it's some alien type. Real talk.
I tell you,
when I read that, I said, wow.
Yeah, we'll take a show and get into that. We're going to really blow their mind with that.
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
You're right. I've definitely seen that, and I know about that. That is actually something that Nation of Islam's been saying that for a long time.
Yeah.
But I digress. Right? We might have to do that. We have to educate them one day. But yeah, definitely with us being original man. You know, we have to start thinking that way and understanding that we got to get back to eating like our culture. You know what I mean? Like Asians don't come over here and then say, I don't eat noodles and rice anymore.
Exactly.
You
they still eat.
Yeah.
If you go to a Chinese food restaurant, they ain't eating what they serving us, what we consider Chinese food.
Right.
Look at what they eat. You know what I'm saying? It's
totally see them eating bowls of soup.
Soup all the time.
All the time.
I peep that out, yo. Yeah, it's crazy.
Now they feed you chicken and broccoli.
Right, all the sodium,
rat and broccoli.
Rat and cat, right.
I think everybody who comes over here continue to eat the food.
They do. The Indians.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it does make sense as to why we couldn't, because they took that away from us.
We didn't know.
Right. You know, they took that away from us. Right. You know what I mean?
Some of us still don't.
Still don't.
What African diet is.
And see, they fed us that pig. You know, now, like I said, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole, but a large percentage of those slaves were Hebrews. And as a Hebrew, you know, you're not supposed to eat pork. So them people knew that. They starved them. And then they threw them pork scraps. So they threw them the intestines, they threw them the feet. You understand what I mean? They threw them the ears. We still eat that crap to today. Well, I don't, but you couldn't pay me to eat that mess. I want to live. I want to live. Eat that crap. But yeah, so it's very understandable how we got on the path of eating bad, you know. And then when you put your faith in other people, without me making this look worse than what I'm trying to say, you can't really expect good results. You get what I'm saying? Like, from a history of people that's proven that they don't want you having good results.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think that plays a part. I want us to start putting our faith back in ourselves, doing our own research, having our own platforms, our own discussions, so we can educate ourselves. You know, so I think that's how we got to start thinking. Well, let's take another break. Black by the Man Radio Show. We'll be back. We're talking about Dr. Sebi. Oh, no break? Okay, we good. We don't need the break. Let me cancel that. We canceling the break. We're going to keep rolling, right? I think we got to educate ourselves, you know, and I hope, you know, shows like this will make people at least want to say, well, let me look up Dr. Sebi and see what that's all about. You know, like, save yourself. Save yourself, man. We got to save ourselves. There's no saviors here. Like, I've gained a lot of knowledge in this particular area, and you know, like, it almost saddens me sometimes when I talk to other people and then they tell me what's going on with them. They're like, I'm going back to the doctors. You know, they put me on a blood pressure pill. Right, you know what I mean? I'm taking this and taking that. Right, now I can't sleep at night. So now they giving me
we all got the same exact illness.
Right. And I just be wanting to say so bad, like, man.
If you only knew.
If you only knew. Like, you should really investigate Dr. Sebi and some of these other elders that are out here teaching us that.
It's not going to hurt you, man.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt. It's not always about that medicine.
Oh, that's not legit. But my thing is, what do you got to lose?
What do you got to lose?
Same thing Trump told us when he was running for president. What do you got to lose?
What do you got to lose, right? You got nothing to lose.
You got nothing to lose.
Trump was like, they already treat you bad. You know, what can I do to make it worse? You know, I'm going to help out. But you know, I really want people to, you know, start investigating what you can do yourself. Because, like, the type of person that I am, you can't tell me valuable information and then I'm not going to use it. Now, see, when that happens, now you're dealing with deliberate ignorance.
Exactly.
You understand what I mean?
Drop a jewel, you got to take it.
You got to take it, you know, and it's not saying you have to believe it 100% right off the bat, but at least say, let me check this out. Let me investigate this to see what's going on. Let me see, I think I got kicked off here. Miss Janice, how you feel about Dr. Sebi's teachings? You think it's something that you'll begin to incorporate into your life, or do you already?
I already incorporated into my life. I'm in the process of transformation now. Like I said, I have it within my household. It's just myself now, personally. I have to work on it individually because I'm a person that's on the go a lot, and I do.
It's hard.
I do eat and run a lot, so I have to, you know, start packing little lunches to get back.
I think that, that's what I was taught to help counter that.
Meal prep.
Meal prep, right. You probably real familiar with that, especially as a trainer.
It helps. It very helps, man.
Right.
It definitely helps.
So I definitely have to start doing more preparing as far as what I'm going to eat throughout the day.
Isn't it exciting, though?
It is.
You know?
It's very exciting.
To think that you can change your own health.
Most definitely.
It is.
Yeah. Well, the power's in your hands, man.
Power's in our hands.
And I do notice if I eat different, I do feel a certain way. I have a lot more energy, and I am more focused when I'm eating right versus when I'm just eating anything.
Right.
So.
You learn just how much that food is doing damage to you.
Like I said, ever since, you know, with my daughter, like I said, with the household, like, I have them eating a certain way.
Right. Yeah, keep that up. That's a good look, man.
That is. It's great for them to learn that because they'll carry that into an adult.
Even with
show their kids.
Even with my 21-year-old, she went to the doctor recently, and the doctor was like, "You lost 17 pounds," and she's sitting there like, I didn't do anything. Like, and I'm sitting there telling the doc, like, yeah, she did. Like, I bought all these certain foods, and he's looking like, your mother buying that? Like, that's wonderful. Like,
it's different.
She lost 17 pounds by eating right.
Right, yeah. That's how it went down for me.
No exercise, but she did lose 17 pounds by eating right.
Yeah, I didn't do no diet. I just simply changed what I ate and tried to be more conscious of what I'm putting in my body. Because our body is a temple. It is. Mm-hmm. It is a temple. You know, and you can't expect your temple to stay clean if you keep dumping trash in it. Right? Mm-hmm. And then I don't have faith in the medical community. Now, I'm not foolish. If I need to get an operation or if I'm sick, you know, take me to the hospital. No stuff. But I'm saying I understand the game that they really not out to heal me. Right. That's up to me. That's true. That's up to me.
It's up to yourself, man.
And we still need to ask more, like, what are our options instead of just taking the first thing that
second opinions. That's
like,
true.
Yes.
True. Second opinions. And like me personally, I have a black doctor. Right. You know, I mean, that's just how I feel. You know what I mean? I feel like it takes a black doctor to understand the trials of a black person.
There you go.
You know, how you really gonna understand what I'm dealing with? Right. You know, how you gonna understand that, you know, we in the struggle right now, right? And I can't afford to get healthy shit. I'm getting some ramen noodles. Yeah. That's how it's going down. You know what I mean? Another black man can relate to that. Like, no, I understand. Right. You know, maybe you can put some burdock root in there. I don't know.
Maybe you can drink a cup of tea with burdock root next to your ramen
I'm just saying, you know, I feel in better hands with a black doctor. I feel like he's more vested in me as a patient. Right. You know, and as a human. Because the medical community has proven that, you know, they're not trying to heal you. You know what I mean? They're not trying to heal you. Yeah. But we'll go take another break. Black Body Man Radio Show. We're gonna take another break. We'll be back. Eric, what's up, man? What's up? We almost at the end. All right, we've been having some technical difficulties today, so I guess we're reaching the end. I thought it was a break. I apologize. So anyway, man, we want to thank everybody for tuning in with us today. I hope you guys learned something about Dr. Sebi and what he tried to bring forth. You can cure yourself of all diseases and prevent yourself from getting diseases by simply paying attention to what you put into your body. Your body is a temple. You are African. Oh, I know some of y'all struggle with that, but you are African at the end of the day, you know, so you definitely got to take that in consideration as what nourishes our body and what doesn't. Absolutely. You know, so again, I want to thank my guests, Mr. Kevin Little, Miss Janice McCaffity. I appreciate y'all tuning in. It's been a great topic, and, you know, maybe we'll come back and do another show and give you a little bit more insight on Dr. Sebi. But for now, please take your time and check him out on YouTube, so forth and so on. And it's been great, man. And, you know, I'm your boy, Brother Mike. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. You already know. Black side. Peace.
Peace out. It's a good show.
Yeah, man.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships,